The Acer Aspire 5 is a decent business laptop. It's portable and feels well built, with a decent port selection that should be enough for most people. The keyboard feels good to type on and the plastic touchpad tracks well. It's quick to boot and launch applications thanks to its amazingly fast NVMe SSD, and it's more than powerful enough to perform productivity tasks. But what other features does this budget laptop offer? Let's dive right in. Although it fits awkwardly in a backpack, the Acer Aspire 5 is clearly a superior product than the Acer Aspire 1. It weighs 3.9 pounds, so carrying it for hours before your arms start to suffer. Acer doesn't give too much away in terms of design, with an aluminum shell hiding a primarily plastic structure. The chassis is thin and it doesn't take long for fingerprints to emerge after handling it. In a nutshell, this laptop's design might be summarized as no frills. The illuminated chiclet keyboard on the Aspire is a pleasant surprise. With a number pad on the right side, it's really easy on the eyes. Even though the keys don't make that pleasant click, we think it's a wonderful addition. Typing on the keyboard, on the other hand, is a pleasurable experience. The touchpad is slightly to the left of the keyboard, and there's a fingerprint sensor for additional safety. It has the same aluminum finish as the frame and is pleasant to the touch. The Aspire 5's ports are diversified and numerous enough to please all but the most demanding customers. Acer laptops crammed a power jack, an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, 2 USB Type-A ports, and 1 USB Type-C port into the space available on the laptop's left flank. On the other hand, the ensemble is much less dense, consisting of a headphone jack, another USB Type-A connector, and a Kensington port. However, the lack of a microSD card slot is a small nuisance. The Aspire 5's 15.6-inch 1080-pixel display is excellent for both work and entertainment and outperforms competitors in its class. Even though it isn't the worst, the display isn't particularly bright at 245 nits. It does mean that under strong light, everything on your screen will be more difficult to see. In lab testing, the Aspire 5 scored 63% on the sRGB color gamut, putting it on par with the Asus VivoBook, which costs the same. The Lenovo Yoga C740 is a wonderful deal with a color gamut of 111%. You'll like watching movies and surfing the web with the Aspire 5, but for image and video editing, you'll need to upgrade to a monitor with better color reproduction. Another of the Aspire 5's excellent characteristics is its audio. It's loud enough to fill a room, and the bass from the speakers is actually quite good. There can't be too many complaints here because the sound reproduction is nearly perfect. Although the Aspire 5 model we evaluated has only 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of SSD storage, an AMD Ryzen 3 CPU, and an AMD Radeon Vega GPU, it has enough power in its frame to handle most day-to-day chores with ease. We were able to cycle through up to 40 open tabs in Chrome at once, while also having many other apps open and running in the background, and the laptop did not slow down in the least. If you have more than a passing interest in gaming, the AMD Radeon Vega GPU can support more than the basic games, which is a significant plus. The majority of sports games will run fine on a laptop, while AAA titles will require some tweaking of the settings. If you don't mind playing with reduced graphics, the Aspire 5 should be good for around 40 frames per second. The Aspire 5 handles heat admirably. It ran quietly during day-to-day activities, office work, and even some content production, and the temperature stayed around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, well below the 95-degree threshold. However, with more difficult activities, the fans have a habit of getting a bit loud. Perhaps as a result, the laptop never gets hot enough to be uncomfortable. The battery of the Acer Aspire is the laptop's one major drawback. It is terribly unsatisfying, falling 3 hours shy of the category average. This laptop barely lasts approximately 5 hours between charges, and that's without doing anything really strenuous, making it inappropriate for individuals who are constantly on the road or who do not have easy access to a power source.